Are you kidding me? After I write to, I just write up to Jen. I just put out a message that I was saying the George Washington Bridge. After I just mentioned the George Washington Bridge on the radio, no, excuse me, I mentioned George Washington's birthday, and on the radio they said there's traffic on the George Washington Bridge and they're having trouble because there's bad weather in New York right now. How is that possible that I can connect the George Washington Bridge, the Tappan Zee Bridge? Tappan Zee reminds me of the chimpanzee, reminds me of the Zoo of New York. Don't forget the Baltic, and don't forget the Mediterranean, how dark the colors are. It's a mixed color, because in Monopoly they come together. It's the first property and it's the third one. In fact, it's the first and second property in the first and the third position when you throw the dice, but it's actually number 2 and number 4, but you can't get to the Mediterranean on number 2 when you start Monopoly. You got 2 dice in your hands. And now, they just mention... Do I look like a nut when I come out here and do this? Well, what do you want me to say? Yeah. No! We get into it. We put all the balls on the line, and we let them all roll. They just mentioned on the radio just now, this is the funniest thing. Years ago, I would have listened to it intently, but now, the financial advisors are advising for next year, and they're talking about diamonds, and they're talking about gold. They've never ever really talked about diamonds before and mixed it up with gold. One is going up, one is going down. It's all codes. They don't talk anything about gambling and fooling around because it's all in the codes. They just said the financial advisors for next year's. What financial advisors? The money that the finances that these big companies actually own and all of it, they own everything. They take all the profits. They barely split anything up. And if you're lucky, you'll get 1 or 2%. For many years, they gave you a piece of the pie. But if you take the reality of the financial market and put it into their real value, everybody goes home broke. They're telling for next year. I'm going to tell you for next year because I've been talking about this for 9 years straight, and I'm going to make this 10 years. Don't invest in the stock market. And if there is a stock you want to buy, I have the best stock. I have a stock that can never lose. My stock is the best stock, but before, we want to bring on the sulfites that they put in all our juices. Why are they putting it in the juices? So that the juices don't go bad? Well, if the juices aren't going to go bad, how's my body supposed to break that down in order for my body to reorganize itself? You want to invest in something for next year? First of all, you want to have the best water in the world. And that best water, they usually say, is the distilled water. You don't want to mix it with anything, because the minute you mix it with something, they grow on each other. You want to invest in your own food that you eat, because food is a necessity. You want to put away for 3 to 6 months of food, because if you're in trouble, your money ain't going to help you. And if there is any trouble, you ain't going to have any money left. So if you don't invest it in food, which is invested it in yourself, and invested it in your wife and your kids, you are a pig. You are, excuse my language, but you are a pig. Because this is not the time of money. Money is over. Money has lived its life up to a certain period of time. And will I still out and gamble over winning $150? Yes. Because the technique into going out and doing and getting something done is not the reality of what the real value of money is. The present value of the gamble is something to go out and do. It's like going out for supper when you don't have to go because you have food at home. But you want to go into the stock market? Go ahead. What are you looking for? You ain't going to get ahead because it doesn't work that way. I'm going to tell you one thing. If you think I know nothing about money, you're right. But I know people who have money, and I see what they've done with it, and what they've done to people with it. They sank and crushed and ruined more lives because they have money than what the money ever did good. The percentage of the value of the dollar that did good for anybody was more in drinking beer and having wine than anything else. I should have had a Cadillac. 313341331 is basically the number of Cadillac. When you go for a Porsche, you go on the other side for the extra energy. You want to invest? Well, I have something that I want to put out here that I'm looking for right now. Okay, now I'm not sure if this is the one. It shows wheat. This is one of the things, Jen, I don't know if you're watching this, but your design has this on it. It's the sign of the California Angels. I'm not sure if it's that one or if it's on this one here. I'm not sure. Although they're different, all these cards. They keep changing them around on us. The other thing is look what the clown plays with. This is the Fool. This is the Joker. Electronic Angel. 2, 5, 9. 5 and 9 is the Einstein theory. The light is on the diamond. You see the way the diamond connects to the spade on this side? Because if you cut the diamond in half, it becomes the footstool for the club, and it becomes the footstool for the spade. The spade footstool is in the heart. Shove half a diamond in the heart, becomes the spade. Take the spade, shove it half in this one and half in this one. You play life with the club, and you play life with the spade. One is on top, one is in the bottom. Comes out the Joker. You see the way they put the Joker upside down? Automatically, you now have to go R is now at the J, is number 28 for man. O goes with E, makes for the 20 world. 11 is number 22 for the life we had. K and K is that 22. O and E makes 15 and 5 into the 20 world of the J, number 28 of man. Now, I'd have to write this out to explain it to you properly, but KK is 1111. E and O on each side is 20, 11, 20, and then R on each side actually says, I am the comet of man, Isan, I am the 28 days of the moon, I am the Joker, I connect you all together. I'm trying to look for one of the suits, and you can see inside of this one, the hearts are crisscrossed and they're outlined by the X. I can't tell you what they are, but she holds pearls all along her neck. You see in here, this is the design I wanted to show, this design over here. Okay, and also the flower. See this flower here? Do you know this flower? You got to take all the flowers. All the queens have flowers. 2 jacks. One has a leaf, and one has a flower in the cap. The one with the leaf, the flower in the cap, okay, he's got 2 eyes. The one with the leaf has 1 eye, 2 and 1 eyes is 3 eyes. Diamond in the heart. Look at this. Game on ice. Nothing moves inside this black. The game is on ice. What does this card said? The United States Playing Card Company, made in the USA. They're usually the bicycle cards. Okay? Here's a flower. It's a little bit different. All the flowers mean something. If we can put these cards together, because for me the cards are electronic. Now you want to see Rubik's Cube? Rubik's Cube. The fish. See this fish? If you look like the pound key, you take off this corner, you take off this corner, this is part of your pound key. Look at the fleur-de-lis in between, connecting the 2 sides. Again, you see the same thing. The rainbow, in between, this is the leaf. This is half the leaf. The rest of it is in the mind. The sword. Oh yeah, I know everything. Plug me in, turn me on. You want to turn me on? My wife says she's going to turn me on. I says, why, is Matrix coming to town? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. You want a friend in this world? You make sure your wife and your kids are your best friends in the world. You want to lie to somebody? You better get a mirror out and start lying to yourself, because you're the only fool that's going to have to put up with it. My cats are playing all over the house, jumping on top of each other. Like I said, you want to be the fool, you be the fool. Now you start at 10, you go to the left is 9. You start at 10, you go to the right is 9. So November and September would both be 9. Raphael 7286 on the constellation of Pegasus. I have some homework tonight, and I have to look up Maldek. Maldek? Oh, if I got a bad deck of cards, and here's the other part. The feathers that run around. That part I saw happens to be with the California Angels. Anyways, thank you for watching.